Hi guys, welcome to the Friday Live thing. And yes, we are live just in time. Oh look, 4 seconds, damn. Today we've got with us Tim as usual and Uncle Dave. Dr. Dave the Tech Man.
I think in TV world they call this recurring special guest, isn't it?
Yeah. But you're not that special.
Yeah, thanks. Love you too, Mark.
Sorry?
Love you too.
So today we are going to talk about, Dave recently did a speaking gig in the UK. So we're going to talk about some of the stuff he covered in that. We also going to answer any tech questions you got, because I've still got this sign from last time Dave was here. So I can use that. And we've just been talking about basically ads that are working as well.
Yes.
So we've got a lot of Facebook ads that are actually working at the moment. I've got a load of Facebook ads that are working. Tim's got a load of Facebook ads that are working, which is very weird. They don't normally work.
No.
So we'll probably cover them a little bit later on. And we got a comment already. Good morning, Mr. Anders Brown. Good to see you on there, mate. Right, so do you want to start, Dave?
Well, you ask me a question, I'll answer it.
Oh, does it work like that?
It's like you're meant to interview people.
I'll get good at this one day.
Yeah.
Dave, what did you talk about on your gig in England, and what event was it?
What event was it? It was an event called Agency Transformation Live. As you know, I WordPress consultancy business, so I build websites for people and companies, and I'm in that community, and I put out obviously content, and I'm in groups and try and be as helpful as possible. And one of the things that I've started to become known for, because secretly, without many people knowing, I've been transitioning over to Facebook ad management. And like Mark says, don't do it if you've never done it. And I've been doing it for 2 or 3 years now for myself, for my own business. And it's actually worked really, really well. My ROAS is pretty ridiculous. Like some months I can attribute 3,000 to 4,000 euros worth of income from less than $100 spend in Facebook ads. Ooh. And those ads are running for over must be 3 years now. So yeah, so so what I decided to do is start talking to friends that are in the WordPress community that are sort of looking at ways to grow their business, and I've been helping them, and the results has been pretty damn good, and I've actually enjoyed that. So I actually start to enjoy the ad side of it more than the actual WordPress build side of it. I know, shock horror, don't tell anybody. But the one of the downsides to being a WordPress consultant is a particular number of your clients, more than 50%, will pay you, build a website, not take on a maintenance program that you offer them, and then they're gone. And you don't hear from them for 2-3 years until their site breaks, or they decide that their friend has a much better looking site now that theirs is 3 years old and they want another one. Or worse, you never hear from them again, no matter how much re-engagement you try. But really what happens is you give them a result, which is a property, and then they're gone. There's no sense of satisfaction that has turned into something or changed their business, or you're not getting the credit for it. Whereas doing the ad stuff, you're constantly in contact with your client, you're seeing their business grow, you're helping them do that, and you're seeing the results. So the actual return on happiness investment is ridiculous. I'm actually feeling like I'm achieving something, and we're going to talk about a good ad with Tim later that he was discussing 5 minutes ago. But he was telling us the story of this ad with a smile on his face because the results are not what he expected and what he got. And I loved that in the client work.
So I've slowly
been transitioning to doing ad management. Sorry?
Is happiness a key metric?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm screwed then, mate.
Dude, I'm not getting out of bed unless it's a happiness metric. It's a key performance indicator in my business. And yeah, the happiness scale, it's 1 out of 100. It's about 84 at the moment because my construction work is going well. We're not going to talk about that, though.
No.
So a very good friend of mine, he's in the WordPress community. He runs quite a decent sized WordPress, morning Mark, WordPress Facebook group called, hi Craig, called Agency Trailblazers. And what he does is he helps people that are stuck with their agency. So they're a 1-man person or a 3-man or a 5-man or whatever. But they've fallen out of love with their agency. They're not really engaged in running their business. They're just getting out of bed in the morning trying to make a living. So he runs this group where he tries to get people to change the way they operate so they become better at it, but therefore become happier at their business. So he did this live event called Agency Transformation Live in Wellingborough, center of all things party. And it's not, but it was a lovely little town, lovely feel to it. So he put it on. We got about 100 people to attend, and it was all people like me. But everything was about action. There was nothing that was fluff. There was 2 days of live speakers. Everybody had a talk that was actionable to all the people in the audience. So some of them were WordPress agencies, some of them were graphics agencies, some of them were whatever. But it was a freelancer agency type vibe to the room. But he was really wanted the talks and the speakers to provide value that when you left, you could take action and grow your business. And about 3 months out, I had a conversation with him, and he said, "Oh, great, Mark. I hope the feedback was good, and I hope they like me." About 3 months out, I said to him, "So what's your lead generation strategy for the live event?" He goes, "I'm posting on Facebook." I said, "No, are you doing ads? Are you doing any engagement? Are you doing anything about it?" And he said, "No." I said, "Right, let's have a call on Monday." So sat down on a Monday 3 months out, and I planned out a 3-month program for him for Facebook ads. I told him, get your pixel up and running now. I told him, start creating content on your website, start targeting the people that you would want to, get cold traffic to your website as quick as humanly possible. And let's do that and concentrate on that for a month. Second month, now you've got your speakers lined up and sorted out. Let's do some podcast interviews with your speakers so the audience will get to know the speakers, and let's retarget their audiences with adverts for the conference. So you're actually taking the audience, that people that follow them, their fans, and introducing through them your event. So that was the second month. The third month was buy the fucking ticket now, please. It was, we've built this pixel, we've built this audience, we've got the goodwill, we've given loads of free information, and now people have to put their hands in their pockets. So let's get out of there and start selling. So that was 1, 2, and 3. And it went really well. Now, the majority of tickets were sold through connections already made before the event. But basically, he couldn't believe the amount of sales he made to cold traffic, to people that he'd never interacted with before. And he attributed lots of it to the Facebook stuff. So he was delighted. So that worked really well. And then on my talk, he was like, "Okay, you got to teach this shit." And I was like, "Well, nobody's going to be in the audience going to really be running an event apart from you. So why don't I do simple Facebook ad strategies that agency owners can use to help grow their business without spending hundreds and thousands of dollars a month?" So that's what we did. So I went through the first 20 minutes, I had a half an hour speak. First 20 minutes were about the whole thing about the importance of Facebook pixels. So your standard pixels, your conversion pixels, landing pages that are uncluttered, etc. Understanding the difference between cold traffic and then retargeting ads and how much more powerful they are. And really what I call my recipes. So I went through 3 or 4 recipes so that people could get an idea of what's possible, and they could spend very minimal amounts of stuff. Hold on, I'm pressing the wrong buttons here. I want to get to the page. And I talk them through how you'd set up a campaign, but kept it very simple. But my first recipe was the consultancy recipe, which is you create epic, awesome content that answers the questions your clients possibly have. And you should know those questions because they're the same bloody questions you get every time you do a discovery call, and create epic pieces of content on your blog about answering those questions. And at the bottom, some kind of opt-in lead magnet that you want people to join. And you send cold traffic through usually PPE, page post engagement posts on Facebook, where you're saying, here's a great article on problem number 1. And you put a bit of context in it and you send the traffic direct to the site, and you just spend $1 and you leave that for months. And then next month you add another article and another $1, and next one, another one. So you end up with about 5 to 10 pieces of epic content, cornerstone to your business, that answer the questions your clients have. And you rotate the ads to send people to the content over and over again. And you spend no more than $1, $2 a day. And what you're doing is building lead magnet, is building your email list, and your pixel is building your retargeting list. And then you start asking people, now you've read all these articles, are you interested in a new website? Are you interested in doing graphic design better? Are you interested in XYZ, whatever your service is? And you can retarget them, and you can use what Mark is teaching you with the Hot 7 to retarget these audiences that now know you're an expert because you've proved it. Second recipe is just awareness. It's like Tim would do. You know, you're putting pieces of content out there that's more of a brand thing. But again, it's very small, very $1. You mightn't even spend $1 a day. But if you're a local web designer and most of your business, 80% of it is local, let's say Alabama, right? Well, then you target your audience for these awareness ads for a certain area of Alabama, large population areas. You spend $1 a day. And the goal here is not to make sales. The goal here is that somebody will see your ad enough that when their friend goes, I need a new website, that person goes, oh, I know just the guy. I've never met him. I've never used him, but he's all over bloody Facebook and he gives good content.
He must be big.
He's an expert. He's an expert. I see him everywhere. He's an expert. And then, so that's the whole goal of that recipe. So my third recipe is what I call the PR carpet bomb. So it's basically, if you're local or if you're in an industry or a niche, you know the people that write about your industry or write locally. So journalists, radio hosts, even large YouTube channels that are about local things going on. You can target those people because they're a business, and the business will have an address, and the address will have people in the building working in it. So you've set up $1 a day ads that target zip codes, right? But what you need there is things like testimonials, client testimonials, things we've done for charity, or, you know, these feel good about your business stuff. And you make these ads about how great you are without saying you, the one saying you're great. So charity work you've done, testimonials, quotes from people who are really happy, donations you've made to local, whatever. And you run these ads, but target areas and buildings where you know there are PR outlets or newspapers or radio stations or whatever that are either local to you or are businesses that report on your industry. And then, no, I haven't, Mark, but YouTube is one of those things that I really, really, really want to start getting into, because one of the problems is every Tom, Dick, and Harry at the moment is saying Facebook's dead. Facebook's dead. Can't make money on Facebook. Facebook ads are terrible.
Rubbish.
My question then is, what's your industry, right? And two, what's your expectations from your Facebook ads? Right. Yeah. So if you were building a list of 100,000 people into some spammy email list that you're just going to send them ads from the Warrior Forum products, Facebook's dead. Forget about it. Bye. But if you're building a real business that provides a service that people want, and you do it really, really well, and you do it in such a way that it's all about them and not about you, Facebook's great. It's great. It's not dying. It's only growing because you're giving what Facebook want, which is their audience. Facebook's audience is not your audience. It's Facebook's audience. And what Facebook is letting you do is they're allowing you access to their audience if you play by their rules. And their rules is that their audience experience the best possible experience on Facebook. That's it. It's as simple as that. If you go outside of those rules by being spammy, by having pop-ups on your website, by not having your privacy policy in terms and conditions on your landing page, by doing all this kind of stuff that Facebook doesn't want you doing, Facebook's dead. Bye. But one of the things about Facebook is they're going to change the pixel stuff going on soon because of the privacy stuff. So YouTube is going to be the next biggie. So really want to get in there. And it doesn't have to be super duper produced adverts. Real people to shoddy camera work, shaking saying, oh, I love lean greens. I bought it yesterday. You know, that's going to sell.
They will be shaking my off big drunk lean green.
I get really dreams when I have a hangover. It helps. Yeah. Did you have lean greens 2 days ago, Mark? So that's I
had a lot of lean greens 2 days ago.
My PR carpet bomb is actually targeting a location of a physical business that's in PR, radio, newspaper, or media outlet in either your location if you're working to local people, or your area. You know where the production office is of the journalists that work in your niche. So you spend a few dollars a day, and you will not spend money some days because they won't see the ad or click on the ad or whatever. All you're doing is a PR carpet bomb, but you're being very targeted to where you do that. Now, the one that really my last one was my proposal recipe, which kind of blew the audience away a little bit and kind of made my name to the crowd in the audience. So what I would say is, if you're giving a talk and the audience are your target audience as possible customers, you need to have something in your presentation that blows their mind. It is in the UK. No, Kevin, if you send traffic from ads on Facebook to a landing page on your website, you can't really do pop-ups or exit pop-ups or anything like that. Facebook doesn't like it. But you can have a thing at the bottom that we would call a content upgrade, where there's an image or something that says, if you'd like further information on this topic, click this button. Now, they click a button and it pops up. That's fine. Yeah. But if you have some kind of, all of a sudden there's a pop-up or an exit intent, whatever, Facebook ad reviewers will go, didn't ask for that, by not approving the ad, so I wouldn't use it.
What I tend to do on those is I'll enable them afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Or what I'll do is, I have a yellow sort of warning box with the link in it right at the top and one right at the bottom.
Yeah.
So there's a way around it.
Yeah, but what you're doing is you're asking somebody to take action. What a pop-up really is in the traditional sense is inaction. You're just literally not expecting it and it pops up. So it's really, you haven't chosen to activate the pop-up. It just happens, and they don't like that. So my in terms of having something that really, so we call it in the UK, you call it the EastEnders moment. Do. So there's, oh my God, what just happened in TV show like Game of Thrones or something? And you can't wait for the next bit. But in a talk, there's no next bit. The next bit is you come and talk to me about me helping you with your business. Or selling you my product or whatever. You basically want your audience to go, and with me, it was what I call my proposal recipe, because my audience lives and dies on proposals. What they do is they attract people who want to use their services, and then they put together a proposal for that person. Now, there are ways that that's changing, how you introduce a proposal to someone. But whatever happens, you're making an offer to someone and they have to make a decision whether to accept your offer or not. That's fine when you're buying $10 worth of t-shirt or something like that. You don't really do it. But when you've put a proposal in for $10,000 for a rebuild on a website with e-commerce or something on it, you really want that job, right? So one of the ways that I'm doing is, on the first end, right? On the first part of the process where we have the blog content, we wanted to fix the pixel to delay 30 seconds, because if somebody reads it and doesn't like what you are, doesn't engage with your services, doesn't like you, doesn't like your branding, doesn't whatever, they're going to leave. And if they leave within 10 to 30 seconds, it's because they haven't engaged with your content or you. They're not going to give you thousands of dollars for your stuff. So using the Fire Pixel, it's always on the cold traffic stuff. And then it depends on what I'm trying to do with the retargeting. But retargeting is usually a conversion pixel. So they've taken an action already and I've already tagged them and I'm moving on to the next part of the process. With the proposal recipe, stop interrupting me, Mark. With the proposal
it's the customers, it's the viewers.
What I do with the proposal recipe is similar to the awareness campaign. It's client testimonials, but they're your best ones. Basically, you want, if you can, video versus text, and you want your clients to go, oh my God, we used Dave Toomey services for building our website last month. We've seen an increase in traffic. We've seen an increase in this. Oh man, it's fabulous. This is great. Thanks very much, Dave. And that's just a video testimonial. No sort of big sell or anything like that. You can turn that into a video ad. But I'm going to target the zip code or the area that the building of the person I've just sent a proposal to. And I'm going to have 5, 10 client testimonials, goodwill type content articles, but not to get them to the website, but to get them to be scrolling with their thumb and go, oh, we just got a proposal from Dave Toomey. And here's a client saying, oh my God, Dave Toomey's brilliant. So we're only running that for a couple of weeks. So I'm going to spend $10, $20, $30, $40, maybe $50. And Facebook was never going to be able to spend that amount of money, right? But I'm going to tell it, I want to spend a lot of money in this zip code only for these ads to everybody. I want to blank the whole thing. So the people in the office next door, in the same building, in the coffee shop downstairs, all those people are getting this ad. So there is absolutely no way the decision maker is going to ignore the fact that these ads exist, because everybody's on Facebook. Oh, Facebook doesn't work for doctors. It doesn't work for accountants. They're on bloody Facebook. Everybody's on Facebook. So it's the same thing. These people are making big decisions about your business. They're the $10,000, $20,000 proposals. I'm sending targeted traffic to the zip code or the local area, and I'm using client testimonials that do nothing but shine light upon my amazing services. And I'm going to do it for the length of time that that person is making a consideration on who to pick to make their they're going to get, and none of it's salesy. None of it's salesy. It's not buy my thing. Hi, John. Thanks for the proposal. Buy my, no, it's just happened to be Dave Toomey's client testimonial is there as an advert on Facebook. Yeah. So that's what I did. That was my talk.
So one of the things that I would add to that is, like, from that proposal perspective, one of the things that we've done in the past, and not running at the moment, but identified hotspots of places where we're making a lot of sales. Okay, so we have an affiliate down in Kingston upon Thames, Teddington, who does really, really well for us. He runs a boot camp down there, and like all the mums basically are sweaty Betty mums, I call them. They're basically like the really, really good customers for us. So what we've done in the past, and we should really carry on doing it, but the same kind of thing is basically go, okay, and we'll target everybody in the Kingston upon Thames area who is a mum or somebody who's like within a catchment area of a particular school down there, and basically carpet bomb them with testimonial ads. Because if there's people already talking about our product, like, all of they're talking to their friends and asking, oh, have you heard of this Lean Greens thing? And if they see an advert, if the friends have seen an advert but they've never bought, they go, oh yeah, I've seen that guy. Like, I've seen that Lean Greens stuff. Like, I've seen people talking about that already. It's everywhere, and it becomes it's a top of mind awareness thing. We're looking at putting actual physical advert into a school magazine. Yeah. It'll cost us 150 quid to do it, but for a full page, advert thing. But again, it's just kind of like tap, 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 like constant little things. Because when somebody asks their friend, because, oh, I'm going to try that. I'm thinking of trying this Lean Green stuff. Have you heard of it? And they go, yeah, I've heard of that stuff. I saw that somewhere on Facebook, or I saw it in a magazine. And it's not an unusual thing. It's not like, it's kind of like, Lean Greens is this, unknown quantity, because people have heard of it. And that for a lot of people is enough to make a decision whether to buy it or not.
One of the other things you can do as well is bigger conferences. Like, you'd be going to some health and fitness thing in the Birmingham NEC or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what I mean?
There is an event at the Birmingham NEC which I've been to. We had a stand there. It was a horror show.
Body power.
People like Mark's daughter's been to that one.
I was only talking to Adam Gethin about that last week.
Body power is grand.
But if you're going to something as a business owner and you're spending $3,000 at a stand, it makes sense that for the 2 weeks leading up to it, you do Facebook ads saying, come talk to me at stand J12 and I'll give you a free sample of our product.
Absolutely.
And you tell Facebook you want people to see the ad that are traveling, not people that live in the area. Yeah. And the people that are coming to that area, as they're on their phone checking out the event details, all that, they keep seeing your ad and they're going, oh, I must go see this Lean Greens guy. There's just so many ways you can use Facebook ads and target people that is going to grow your business. If you've got a physical business or you've got a services business, it's just brilliant stuff.
There's a good question for Tim. Tim, how will you track lead sales from a magazine?
Because I'd probably, what we're going to do with it is actually we're going to do a joint promo with the affiliate who is in the area and use his affiliate discount code into the ad, and that way I can track it. So,
you can create a second landing page, or you can have a separate phone number. Loads of ways of doing it. Just make everything unique.
Generally, discount code is probably the best way. Thing is, I'm not necessarily looking for it to convert and to be profitable from that ad. What I'm wanting is that it's top of mind. Again, exactly that. It's just kind of that constant drip, drip, drip. And here's the thing: is like a lot of people go, oh, well, you've got to have direct response ads, and they've got to they've got to be profitable, otherwise you kill them and stuff like that. It's like, well, the ads that I've been running recently on Facebook. Yes, we've been spending quite a lot of money on Facebook ads, but the ad spend on Google has increased, even though we've not been doing anything specific with Google. But what's been happening
I've got to read this out for the podcast. It's so funny. 3 blokes in their spare rooms having the same discussion that the top ad agencies are having about their clients' mega campaigns. People in a revolution. Thanks, Ian.
Fantastic. That's brilliant.
I've got I'm spending more on Google, not because we've been forcing Google to spend more money. It's just that more people are searching for lean greens because they've seen us on Facebook. And it's whilst the attribution model is a bit dirty and a bit muddy, you can't really sort of get an idea of exactly where they've come from, whether they've seen a Facebook ad or whether they, click through to our site and all that kind of stuff. Attribution is a really dirty word. It's a really dirty thing. But if I can go, well, I've been spending more on Facebook, they're kind of looking elsewhere for our stuff, wherever that might be. Whether it might be Bing, it might be Google ads. Because we've been weirdly spending more on Bing, even though I've not touched my ads campaigns in Bing for ages. More conversions are coming through Bing because that's where people are searching for us. So it's you don't necessarily need each of these things, each of these individual places to be 100% profitable. You kind of have to look at it across the board and go, well, I look at all my campaigns, and because of the way I set everything up, is I can go, okay, I've spent, say £1,000 this month on new customer acquisition ads across the board. And then I can work out, okay, I've had, 100 new customers. It's cost me £10 per customer to be able to acquire that customer across the board. But I've not been able to necessarily nail that down to just one individual campaign. And, you kind of end up spending more across the whole raft of different campaigns that you might be running, which is why people kind of go, oh, you can't rely 100% on Facebook ads. And it's well, you can, but you do still need the other campaigns running as well. So it does pay to actually have stuff running on Google, stuff running on Bing, stuff running on YouTube. Even if it's just retargeting stuff or targeting people who search for your brand name, because that's ultimately, potentially where somebody is searching for your stuff.
I mean, it's just like laying layer upon layer upon layer or upon layer of references to your site.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody sees something someplace, okay, somebody else may see it somewhere else. Someone else may see it somewhere else. Someone may see it 3 different places. It doesn't matter. People are seeing your stuff. Ads don't. This is going to be sacrilege. Ads don't always have to be profitable.
No.
And a lot of people, the problem they have is, oh, I'm running this ad to this cold traffic. I'm not making any conversions. I've got to shut it off now. No, just let it run. Look at the overall picture. Are you suddenly getting more traffic to your site? Have you still got made more sales? It could just be that ad that no one's clicking, but you have gone top of their mind. They recognize you, and it's leading to more conversions down the line.
I mean, before the internet, the figure used to be you need 7 hits or touches of a person before they'll make a purchase.
It's hundreds now.
It is ridiculous, the number now. The internet has created this monster that we're boom, it's just ridiculous. And one of the things, based on what Tim was just saying there, I had this conversation with a client or potential client yesterday, and he'd run ads for himself 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago. Excuse me. And he hadn't seen any great results, but he felt he was ticking along. And I was telling him what we do for an ad campaign for him. And one of the things he was talking about is, well, what are what groups are you targeting? What's your targeting? And I said, well, the front end is very broad. And he said, oh, right. No, would you not target this magazine and that magazine and, set up an ad set just specifically to target this magazine? And I said, not anymore. I said, 3 years ago, fair enough. We would do 25 ad sets and 10 ads in each ad set. Yeah. And we would just do as much as this targeting. The problem is Google's algorithm has got so good that we need to feed it as much information at the top of the funnel as possible and let it do its thing in the middle of the funnel so we get the results at the bottom of the funnel. And trying to get the concept around that, no, we're going to be spending money at the top that is, in your eyes, going to feel like it's a waste. because you're not seeing where that result is coming from specifically. So, oh, we're making money off this magazine's audience more than we're making money off this magazine's audience, and therefore we should put all our money in the first magazine's audience and ignore and cut off the ad for the other one. And I was trying to explain to him that that's not the way it works anymore, that now we're going to narrow it down to the number of ad sets, but above that, the campaign level, we're going to have as much of a broad stroke as humanly possible, so that we can get so many different types of people, avenues, ways they've come into our website, so we can retarget them. And to do that, yes, you're advertising cold traffic on Facebook, you're using broad audiences, but you're also doing YouTube ads, you're also doing Google ads, you're also doing Instagram. You do as much as you possibly can to give Facebook the data, but we're really only paying them for the stuff that works. They've got to figure out what's working. And we've got to give them as much of a possible chance to do that, which is totally the opposite pretty much of what it was 3-4 years ago. So it's hard for people that have tried ads in the past to understand the changes, but also it's hard for them to understand that it's always bloody changing. Yeah. So part of the point of saying paying someone like me to do it for you is that I'm the one that's sitting here for 3 hours in the morning reading all the latest reports and Justin Brooks posts and learning off the people that know. You ain't got the time to do that as a business owner. You're paying me to run your ads for you. This is what I'm telling you. And it works. It's working that way at the moment. Get as much as you can at the top by spreading out everywhere, knowing that it's going to funnel down as we get to the nitty gritty, which is the money.
So I'm just going to go a step back, something that Dave kind of very, very quickly mentioned in that sort of long section he was talking about Facebook Pixel and how stuff's going to be changing over the next few months with Facebook Pixel. Yeah. Basically, Facebook are going to be launching over the next few months a clear history tool, which will basically give people the ability to basically clear their entire pixel history in essence. So they can actually delete information, revoke access, or turn off Facebook's ability to store pixel information. So once the tool is released, basically it's going to give people more transparency and control over what Facebook is storing and all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of Facebook kind of once again reacting to a lot of the challenges that it's had over the last 12-18 months or so. And it's basically showing people how advertisers use Facebook for advertising more than anything else. And it's going to impact some of the targeting that we do, whether it's through custom audiences, through email data. So, for example, we have customer information that we then feed into Facebook to create a custom audience for us, as well as the Facebook pixel based upon what pages they visit and stuff like that. So you may see some diminishing ability to utilize those custom audiences, but the onus is on the end user of Facebook to use that clear history tool. It's not going to be a blanket, they're getting rid of the pixel completely, or they're not going to get rid of custom audiences completely. They're just giving the responsibility to the end person, the end user of Facebook, the control to be able to control how much pixel data or how much custom data is used against them, in a non-aggressive way.
I've got a few questions I'm going to go through and answer. Feel free to jump in. Okay. Mark asks, is there a cheap way to delay the pixel fire not using an expensive plugin? Yes, you can edit the Facebook pixel. You add a line in to delay it for 30 seconds. You can use Pixel Caffeine, which is a free plugin that will delay it. And you can use Google Tag Manager and add a timer for 30 seconds.
Use Google Tag Manager.
If you can.
Yeah.
The thing about it is, you got to remember as well is that one of the conversion factors with your website and you're sending traffic to your website is page speed load.
Yes.
Loading of the page speed. If you've got loads and loads and loads of JavaScript, which are pixels and other tracking devices, etc., on your site, it slows it down. Now you can move those to the footer, but then you're getting misinformation because you want that information as quickly as possible. If you have one thing, which is the Google Tag Manager stuff, and then use Google Tag Manager to do all this firing for you, you're not going to slow down your site as much. So use Google Tag Manager like the catch-all for all your Google Analytics, your Facebook Pixel, your active campaign tracking, whatever tracking you're using, whatever. Stick it in Google Tag Manager and use it sequentially. So then you can fire the pixel 20 seconds, 30 seconds later.
Yeah. Well, for me, how Instagram ads working compared to Facebook ads, Mark, I have them actually just bundled into one ad set. So it is, I'm just letting Facebook do what it wants with them. If he wants to show it Instagram, show it Instagram. If he wants to show it at Facebook, show it at Facebook. It's working. The campaign's working brilliantly.
It's one of the things with the kind of the new approach that Facebook wants us to run advertising is basically giving Facebook control over placement and time and all that kind of stuff. So it will Facebook will figure out for you which placements it's going to be. To start with, it's going to take a little while for your campaigns to kind of like warm up to figure out which placements, which ad sets it's going to drive money to, which ads it's going to drive to, and all that kind of stuff. But just let the Facebook machine figure it all out. And it's kind of scary, certainly on some of the bigger budgets, certainly for like the, Facebook's Power 5 sort of structure, if you like. It's kind of like, I've been reading various different things, people going, well, you need a larger budget. You're kind of talking £50 to £100 a day before it really starts kicking off. But you can still do it on a small scale. It's just that it may take Facebook longer to figure out which placements, which ad sets, which ads it's going to show.
Yeah, I mean, let me just share this. You see that? I mean, that's how it's working.
Yeah.
That was for a $63 spend last week. Generated $1,135 and a conversion rate of 5%. So as far as I'm concerned, those Hot 7 ads are working.
But the thing is, what targeting did you do on that, Mark?
Absolutely. That was just a Hot 7. That was my Hot 7 target.
Yeah, but you basically didn't set, I want to do Insta ads or Facebook ads. Or...
No. I just that ad goes to wherever Facebook wants to put it.
Yeah.
And it's the exact method I'm putting in the affiliate training we released, the free affiliate training we released this week. And in SMO Pro, I'm actually going to rebuild those campaigns from scratch so people can see how I did it. But yeah, just let Facebook show it where it wants. I used to always remove Instagram and the audience and stuff like that, but now I'm letting them do it. There was another question here, one for Dave. Dave, did Dave run any ads before the agency conference for him specifically?
For me, no, because of the size of the audience was too small.
Yeah.
Because this conference was the first year they held it. Next year it'll be bigger. But if I was going to a big conference, I would definitely do something like that. One of the things that's easier and better if you're a speaker at the conference to be recognized. So then you're running ads, people are seeing those ads and they know you're speaking, and then your talk is brilliant. Then people will come and find you. It depends on the conference would be my answer, and the audience. I just knew that the number of people that were going to be there, that if I just gave a good talk and was coherent and sober, I would get people talking to me. But I didn't. I actually the result of it for me, for my personal business, was way better than I expected. But it was one of those conferences that really was. I know people talk about it, but it made such a huge difference to the people in the room. Like, people were coming away going, "This was amazing," and I worry that next year that won't happen because there'll be more people. There'll be too much people. You know what I mean? It's like one of those conferences everybody talked about. Oh, it was transformation. It was brilliant. And you go and it's like they're all going, "No, it wasn't as good as last year. Last year was better." Fucking missed that. But so yeah, I think it's conference specific whether I'd run ads for myself as a speaker. If I didn't have a stand, if I had a stand that was some kind of trade exhibition thing, I'd be running ads 110%. Yeah. Have some kind of giveaway. Have some kind of giveaway or some kind of prize or some kind of raffle or draw or something, and ads to get people to come to the stand physically for some reason. Freebie, t-shirt, draw, win a car. I don't know what it is, but whatever you think your audience would work for, and they'll come to you, fill out this form, please, or sign up here on the iPad and you will win something. But they're right in front of you now. So you can go, oh, look at our shit. So those are the kind of ads I'd be running before I go to a conference if I was a trade exhibitor.
Yeah, so I've got a really good question here. I'm not going to actually show it on screen because it's about a specific review that somebody's got. So
you put it in private chat. Have a look.
Sorry?
Can you put it in the private chat?
Yeah.
Or is it relevant?
No, if you fire it up to Facebook, you'll see it in there.
All right. Okay.
Right. So the whole point is they've got a really great review, and the question is like, how would I show something like this, or where would I show it? So what I'm saying is, you've got a really good review. Anybody who's been looking at product on your site, okay? So this is Anders Branded. They sell mid-century furniture. So if someone's been looking at a particular table, a chair, or something like that, and they've been on there for more than 30 seconds, the pixel fires. One of the objections they may have to buying would be the packing, having it shipped abroad, right? This review completely knocks that out of the water because it says how great the shipping was, about the tracking, okay? So the job of reviews is to try and get rid of objections. So once someone's have been on your website, looked at something, one of the things you should show them next when they go online is just show them reviews and testimonials, because that helps ease some of the objections. So then they'll probably click on the link, go back, have a look, and buy. You got it, Dave?
No, I can't find the link.
There's not a link on there. It's on the Lifestyle Marketer page. Don't worry.
Okay, no problem.
It's on in the comments. But yeah, I mean, I've covered it pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much
there.
Yeah.
The other thing that you came up in when Dave was talking is cold traffic. Now, a lot of people have got a fear of cold traffic, and they constantly try and market to warm traffic. Think about that a different way. That's my tip. Cold traffic is basically your future warm traffic. So you've got to spend a lot of time and effort targeting your cold traffic. Okay. So for example, the furniture business, target people that interior designers who have never ever heard of you. Okay. Run adverts to them about why more people are buying mid-century furniture. Okay, they are cold traffic. If they come to your site and read your little article about why more people are buying mid-century furniture and what to look for when buying mid-century furniture, they're now warm traffic. So if you can get 5 times as many bits of cold traffic to your site, you're gonna get warm traffic, and you have a bigger market to market to. And it's a whole thing about layers and layers and layers, and also not worrying about the individual results of ads. Look at your whole advertising process on a whole. Okay, not every ad is going to work, but you don't want every ad to work. Every ad is going to have a certain role to play, and there's going to be benefits from all the adverts, as long as your whole ad subsystem together works and gives you a profit.
The way I explain it to my clients is, if you want to shop in a large retail store, shopping center, like a massive place, people walk by your store day in, day out, all day, because the destination is that shopping center. So there's no problem. You don't need huge amounts of cold traffic because you've got people coming to your website, and people know about you. You're massive already. But if you're a mom and pop shop that is in an area of town that doesn't get a whole lot of footfall traffic outside the front door, how do you attract customers? Well, you have to put ads in the yellow pages. You have to put ads in the newspaper. You have to ask current customers to recommend you. You have to do all sorts of. So it's actually work. You have to get people to arrive at your front door. Now, when they arrive at your front door, you've got a nice window display and good branding and everything. So now they'll come in the front door of your business. But once they're in there, you stand in front of them and you can talk to them about how great your product is, and you can sell them. And that's the analogy I use with Facebook ads and any kind of advert is, how do they arrive at your front door of your store if you're not in a high traffic part of town? And that's what cold traffic is. Cold traffic is getting people to the front door of your business. When they're there, you can use all sorts of other stuff to make them buy, but they have to arrive at the front door of your business. And that's cold traffic. So if you want people to turn up at your mom and pop store in the you have to spend money on advertising. And these are people that have never heard of you before. Adverts in the paper, yellow pages, radio adverts, TV adverts, local niche stuff, whatever it is, you're having to outlay funds to get people to arrive at your front door.
When I had some bricks and mortar businesses where I had to get out of bed and get in a car to get to every day, never thought twice about putting adverts in the yellow pages. I get a phone call once a year. Would you like to renew your advert? £650. Yep, here's a check in the post.
Waste of money.
But I know it's an absolute waste of money. But you have, but you have to. Then you had to be in there. If you weren't in there, and you hadn't called yourself aadvark.com, you were screwed.
Absolutely. A security.
But now, people, even bricks and mortar businesses, they balk at having to advertise.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't want to spend $5 a day on ads or $1 a day.
That's the thing is, none of us here have advocated spending $1,000 a day.
No. All my advertising, apart from one, is $1 a day. I've got $1 a day going to the foundation. Here's the foundation. Come and join, because you get conversations like this all week long. One of them goes to ConvertBox, and another $1 campaign goes to ThriveCart, and that was the result of all those. So I showed the $1,135 from $63 in ad spend. That was the $1 campaigns, plus I've got a $5 campaign for cold traffic. Okay, so I just bulk it all together. The actual $1 campaigns was $14 probably maximum spend to make that money, but you just count it at $63 because you've got the other stuff, just getting people aware of you.
So
and that's it, $1 a day.
So the Facebook equivalent of like the yellow pages or having your store in like a big shopping center, shopping mall, wherever you are in the world, is basically like campaigns. Love them or hate them, like campaigns.
You're not about like campaigns again,
or page post engagement campaigns, because they're super low cost and they attract an awful lot of reach and traffic for super low amounts. Set up your ads correctly on those and set up your content correctly on those. You'll drive a huge amount of people to your stuff, and you will target the right types of people who like your stuff or engage with your content on Facebook or click the link to go to the article on your blog or whatever it might be. And those are the super low cost ways of basically taking a massive audience, like the couple of million people that you're targeting, and bringing it down to a manageable number of people who actually give a crap about your stuff, and doing it in the fastest and the cheapest way. And those are the things you have available to you on Facebook.
And don't tell anybody, but they're nearly totally set and forget.
Yeah, absolutely.
I check my ads.
Don't tell anybody.
No.
I actually check these ads once a week.
Oh.
That's it. So tomorrow morning I'll check them for 5 minutes, make sure there's no problems with them. Hey, Dave, guess what?
Wow.
48 minutes into this call, and my happiness index has gone up to 87.
There you go. Brilliant. See?
So
return on a happiness spent.
Yeah. Anybody else got any questions before we finish off? Right. So let me do a little pitch. Pitch. Free affiliate training course, seriousmarketersacademy.com. I've been getting feedback from this that is way better than I expected. You do something over 7 days, you write it, you put it out there, you think, okay, well, it's just what I do. But people are going, wow, I can't believe this. It's so simple.
I think I'm on day 5, right? Is it the content? Is content day 5? The content
I don't know.
video?
I wrote it a week ago.
It's 4, isn't it?
Day 4.
Day 4.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Epic. It was epic. I really, really enjoyed that one.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, there's no secret to this. It's a really simple affiliate way of making affiliate commissions. It's the one I use. It's the one that generates me money every single day this week. Yeah. Easy.
No, damn good course. And it's
Yeah.
like, I know this stuff, and I've been going through Mark's course this week, and I'm like, damn, yeah, you shouldn't be giving away this stuff. But no. It's fantastic information.
Yeah.
And it's all actionable. It's like every lesson you'll come away going, right, okay, I need to do this, this, and this. And it's like you'll go forward and start creating assets.
I just finished writing day 7's email today. And it's just basically, day 7 email is, look, just implement it.
Yeah.
Just freaking implement it. And then you can come back to me and go, it didn't work for me. And I can go, okay, well, did you try this? Let me have a look at what you've done. It's when people go, oh, it's not going to work, and then never implement anything.
Yep.
SeriousMarketersAcademy.com. I really like your logo.
That's a brilliant logo, Dave.
Oh.
It's a really good logo that somebody did. Right. You want a really good secret, right? Make yourself a crap logo, send it to Dave and go, hey, look what I did. How awesome's this? And 5 minutes later, ping, you get a better logo back. It's really good.
You're the only that I do that.
You hate to see it, don't you? Absolutely. Oh, the other thing, interns. I'm in the process of hiring an intern at the moment, right? Which are like VAs, but don't cost anything. The total cost of this, including the system to hire them, is $147 for 3 months, and that's for up to 10 hours a week. Okay. Mm-hmm. The reason it's different from a VA, it's not different. You have to show them what to do. You have to train them up. You have to give them some help and advice and make sure they keep on track. And on the same topic, I forgot we had so much happen this week. Tega made a 6,000 word report on hiring a VA, which I've posted in Serious Marketers Only. It is epic. It is better than any course that I have actually read so far on hiring a VA. If you go through this process that he's laid out in the whole 3 parts of the report, you will have a VA who is working effectively for you. And it's also a little bit of a mindset change as well for hiring them. So when things have quietened down from him, we'll probably go through the process with him as a case study, and we'll hire a VA for SMO to do stuff.
How about we get them on to next week's call?
Mm-hmm.
I will speak to him. Yes, good call.
There you go.
Why didn't I think of that?
Because,
Yeah, I'll reach out to him and get him on.
We need 2 things. We need more beards, and 2, we need a little bit of color diversity, I think.
Yes, and he's got hair as well.
Yeah, like 3 middle-aged white guys. It'd be nice to bring a cool black dude in, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't know anyone cooler than Tega.
That's what I mean. Like we're the opposite of Tega. Tega is the coolest dude going. You know what I mean?
He can sport an afro very well.
Yeah, right.
Bloody smart though.
That's it, guys. 53 minutes. That's a long one. Don't forget, check out the foundation. You'll find a link somewhere to it, and see you in Serious Marketers Only sometime, hopefully. Thanks, guys.
If you know anybody needs an ad agency.
Thanks, Dave.
No bother.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. Thanks
Bye.
a lot. Bye.